My friend, let me ask you something personal. Have you noticed your energy fading lately? Have you felt a little more tired after meals? A little more swollen around the ankles? Or found that your blood pressure isn't quite as steady as it once was? Most of us, especially after 50, brush these things off as just getting older. But sometimes, your body is trying to whisper something to you, long before it ever raises its voice. And one of the first whispers, one of the earliest clues, is found in a simple blood test: creatinine. Now, I know that's not a word people love to hear, but stay with me. Because in the next few minutes, you and I are going to walk through something that could genuinely help protect your kidneys for years to come. And here's the surprise. Even foods that the world calls healthy, including a handful of nuts, can quietly push creatinine higher and force your kidneys to struggle. But nature, in her kindness, also gives us gentler choices. Nuts that support kidney filtration, reduce inflammation, and help your body recover. Let's take a deep breath and walk through this together. I once cared for a patient named Samuel, 68 years old, a retired craftsman, a man with hands that told a story, thick, strong, weathered from years of building things for others. But his energy had been slipping. He told me, "Doc, foods I used to digest easily now make me feel so heavy. My ankles swell by evening. I sleep, but wake up tired." He chalked it up to age. Many of us do. But when we ran a routine blood panel, his creatinine had crept far beyond where it should have been. And that number, that one small number, was telling us something. His kidneys were quietly struggling. Creatinine is a simple idea. Your muscles produce it as waste. Your kidneys filter it out. When your kidneys struggle, creatinine rises. Nothing dramatic, no alarm bells, just a number, slowly drifting upward. But behind that number is a story about your filtration system, the silent rivers inside your body that clean your blood 24 hours a day. When creatinine rises, it's like those rivers begin to slow. The water isn't as clear, sediment builds, and the current weakens. Most people don't feel a thing until years later when fatigue, swelling, nausea, or high blood pressure suddenly appear. That's why kidney issues are called the silent killers. They whisper until they shout. But here's the truth. You have more power than you think, because the kidneys respond beautifully to nutrition, especially the right fats, the right fibers, and the right anti-inflammatory foods. And yes, even to your choice of nuts. Let's take a thoughtful walk through what to avoid and what to embrace. 1. Cashews. The phosphorus overload nut. Cashews are delicious, creamy, comforting, the kind of snack that feels innocent. But for someone with rising creatinine, they can be surprisingly stressful. Why? Because cashews contain very high levels of phosphorus. And phosphorus is one of the hardest minerals for weakened kidneys to manage. Think of your kidneys like water filters. When they're new, they can handle a strong stream. But as we age, that filter becomes more delicate. Phosphorus is like pouring sand into that filter. High phosphorus levels can raise creatinine, weaken filtration, harden the arteries, disrupt calcium balance, increase inflammation inside kidney tubules. Just one large handful of cashews can approach 70% of the daily phosphorus limit recommended for those with kidney impairment. And here's the part many people miss. When phosphorus rises, your kidneys must work twice as hard just to keep up. If your creatinine is already elevated, this is a storm your kidneys simply don't need. 2. Almonds, the potassium spikenut. Almonds are nutrition superstars for healthy kidneys. But when creatinine is high, things change. Why? Because almonds are extremely high in potassium. Now, potassium is essential. We need it for heart rhythm, nerve function, muscle relaxation. But when kidney filtration slows, potassium builds up. And too much potassium can lead to heart palpitations, muscle weakness, tingling in the limbs, dangerous arrhythmias, sudden blood pressure changes. You can imagine your heart as an electrical orchestra. And potassium is the conductor. Too much conductor, not enough orchestra, and the music falls apart. A small handful of almonds can contain nearly 200 milligrams of potassium. A cup can push you beyond safe limits for those with impaired filtration. So for kidney-compromised individuals, almonds may not be the safe snack they appear to be. 3. Chestnuts, the oxalate trap. Chestnuts are soft, sweet, nostalgic, especially during cooler months. But for the kidneys, they hide a difficult truth. Chestnuts contain high levels of oxalates, which dramatically increase the risk of kidney stones. Kidney stones create inflammation. Inflammation raises creatinine. And higher creatinine means filtration becomes even more difficult. Chestnuts also contain a high amount of starch, nearly 80% of their calories. That means they spike blood sugar. And when blood sugar jumps repeatedly, it damages the small blood vessels that feed the kidneys. Imagine tiny tree roots trying to drink water from cracked, dry soil. That's what diabetes does to kidney blood flow. So chestnuts, gentle as they seem, are often not gentle on the filtration system, especially when creatinine is already rising. Now let's move into the good news, the foods that support you. These are the nuts I often recommend to patients who are worried about kidney decline, mild elevations in creatinine, or early filtration challenges. Let's walk through them gently and clearly. 1. Flaxseed, the natural kidney. Soother. Flaxseed is small, but mighty. If cashews stress the kidneys, flaxseed calms them. Why? Because flaxseed contains soluble fiber, plant-based omega-3s, ALA, anti-inflammatory lignans. This combination works like a soothing balm for the kidneys. Benefits for creatinine. A. Soluble fiber lowers blood urea nitrogen, BUN. This directly lightens the filtration workload. B. Omega-3s reduce tubule inflammation, which is one of the hidden causes of rising creatinine. C. Lignans protect kidney cells from oxidative damage. Think of them as tiny firefighters lowering inflammation in the filtration system. A 2020 study in renal failure showed that just 30 grams of flaxseed per day for 12 weeks lowered creatinine by an average of 18% in adults with mild kidney impairment. That's extraordinary. How to use it? Grind it fresh. Add 1 to 2 tablespoons daily. Mix into oatmeal, yogurt, smoothies, or stir into warm water in the morning. But always drink enough water. Soluble fiber needs hydration to work smoothly. 2. Macadamia nuts, the anti-inflammatory fat source. Macadamias often intimidate people because they're rich, buttery, decadent, luxurious. But here's the beautiful surprise. Macadamias are ideal for people with elevated creatinine. Why? Because they contain exceptionally low potassium, exceptionally low phosphorus, high monounsaturated fats, omega-7 fatty acids. Omega-7 is one of the kidney's favorite fats. It reduces inflammation inside nephron tubules. It stabilizes membranes. It supports filtration. And unlike almonds or cashews, macadamias don't overload the kidneys with minerals they can't process efficiently. Why this matters for people after 50. As we age, inflammation becomes a quiet, chronic visitor. Macadamias help gently cool that inflammation, without straining the filtration system. How to use them? 5 to 7 nuts per day. Raw or unsalted great. In yogurt, oatmeal, or eaten alone. Avoid eating late at night because of the fat content. 3. Walnuts, the filtration protector. If there were a kidney guardian among nuts, it would be the walnut. Walnuts are rich in plant-based omega-3, S polyphenols, vitamin E compounds, anti-inflammatory agents. These nutrients support kidney filtration by reducing oxidative stress, protecting cell membranes, improving microcirculation, lowering inflammation. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that people who ate walnuts regularly had significantly lower C-reactive protein, CRP levels, one of the leading markers of kidney inflammation. And unlike other nuts, Walnuts contain moderate levels of potassium and phosphorus, making them far safer for mild kidney impairment. How to use them? 4 to 5 walnut halves per day, after breakfast or as a midday snack. Avoid moldy or bitter walnuts. So simple, so gentle, so effective. My friend, your kidneys work in silence. They don't ache, they don't throb, they don't warn you with dramatic signals. They simply filter, and filter, and filter, until the day they can't anymore. High creatinine isn't a verdict, it's an invitation. A gentle tap on the shoulder. Your body saying, please, lighten my load. And the beauty is this: you absolutely can. One meal at a time. One nut at a time. One thoughtful swap at a time. And when you do, your body feels it. Your energy returns. Your swelling decreases. Your digestion improves. Your clarity comes back. Your blood pressure steadies. Your sleep becomes peaceful again. These are not small victories. These are the victories that add life to your years, not just years to your life. If this video has helped you, even in a small way, I hope you'll subscribe and stay connected. We're building a community here, a family of people who care deeply about aging with dignity, strength, and wisdom. And I'd love for you to leave a comment. Which nuts do you eat most often? And which one are you planning to switch to? I read every comment myself. Remember, my friend, your kidneys are quiet heroes. Treat them gently, and they will carry you through the years with grace. May your day be filled with energy, hope, and steady healing. I'm Dr. Harris, and I'll see you in the next video.